what mindsets would you advise a young entrepreneur to invest in?
Nurture your relationship with people. I don't take my friends and their birthdays for granted. I think I will encourage a lot of young people to read about sales books. Because sales books will open your mind to possibility. I think you know what, interest is everything. And in my quest and my learning, I've come to appreciate these two things. So find a mentor in your field of practice, in your career as a young entrepreneur. What are you creating?
So this is Made by Youth, and we are all about bringing you interesting conversation about youth-led projects and youth who are leading the lines. This month, we've decided that we'll throw more lights on youth who are leading the lines. Now, I saw this man, and the first time I spoke with him, he said something that struck a lot of things, and it's interesting that I am going to be having a conversation with him today. He told me, this work can take you places. And I'm like, why is this man saying this thing? He might have forgotten, but I still remember. He said we should take it serious because this work will take us places. Today I'm going to be talking to Mr. Ray Smith. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I think the first time I met you was at the Newsroom Business Summit. And today you are repping Newsroom Business Summit. Can you tell us about it first?
Okay. Thanks so much. Made by Youth. Wow, I like it. I mean, One Play Africa is always on the edge of bringing something new. And I love the initiative. Just putting a spotlight on what the young people are doing. What young people are exploring within, our ecosystem. I think this is a good initiative.
Thank you.
To, unearth those who are a step ahead and, give them the opportunity to share more of the stuff that they are doing. So I like the initiative.
Okay.
It shouldn't be only me. I'm sure there are many more young people out there who, will have the opportunity to be given that spotlight. So once again, thanks for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Afrima's network, our tagline is empowering media business. And so within our operation, we looked at the entire ecosystem of media.
Okay.
Whether you are into content creation, you run legacy media, radio, TV, billboard, website, the basic objective is how are you making money? Where are the revenue opportunities in this enterprise? We don't intend to put spotlight on ourselves as professionals, and for us to look at the challenges that we face as media practitioners. So we set out to empower media business with thought leadership.
Okay.
And that was the beginning of Afrima's network. We organized the African Media Advertising Sales Innovation Summit in 2019. And that birthed the whole Afrima's network, where we work with network of media platforms across the African continent. And so in doing this, we realized that newsroom, it's where all the gathering of news, comes from. And if you run a commercial media, and newsroom is one of the aspect of your media content production, you have to pay attention to news. And so we realized that a lot of young people studying journalism, how can we empower them, as our tagline says. So we introduced what we call the Newsroom Business Initiative. It's just to look at two things, talent and technology, because technology has evolved with time, with everything that we do with media. A lot of things have changed. Even now with AI, a lot more things have advanced. And so people who are studying journalism, we decided to pay attention to them and find a way to inspire them, and despite the challenges and the times that we find ourselves in. A lot of young people have the notion that, hey, now that AI is here, what am I studying for? I mean, I hear, and these are based on assumptions. So they're like, oh, Charlie, AI is here, and AI is going to take my job, or take away my career and all that. And so fast forward, this year in particular, our theme was because focusing on journalism and AI.
Okay.
And it was very insightful and mind-blowing to a lot of young journalists who were in the room, A lot of more of the people in the room had clarity of their career, and they had confidence about what they were studying into the future. So Newsroom Business Initiative is basically to empower young people studying journalism, unearth their talent and help them to use technology in the right way. That will help them also better, their news production. Okay. And so this is basically what Newsroom Business Initiative all about. We call it a newsroom. We call it sustainable newsroom.
Sustainable newsroom.
Yes, yeah. It has to be sustained.
Okay.
And we can sustain this by focusing on building talents who work in a newsroom, and also helping them understand the use of technology. So one of the areas that we're exploring with other partners to introduce AI into our newsrooms, and conversations are ongoing with some of the technology companies. So people shouldn't be afraid about what AI will offer them. Okay. It will just enhance their work.
So your work is to educate people on how to use AI and also or bring AI into their workspace and make their work better.
That's one aspect of what we do. I mean, we are your go-to resource and support within the ecosystem. I mean, network. So we work with network of professionals, experts. We work with, as I said, companies, tech companies that, enhances the kind of work we do. And so it's more of collaborations.
Okay.
Our platform is to collaborate.
Yeah.
And when we're able to collaborate, it makes our work quite easier.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. So I had the opportunity of attending this year's summit.
Yeah.
Which edition?
So that was the second edition.
The second edition.
Yeah.
It means that you've done it for 2 consecutive times.
Yeah.
So in measuring the success so far, what would you say that you have achieved?
I mean, it was. I would say, from the feedback we got from the students who participated in the Newsroom Business Initiative was amazing. We didn't end there. We went on to introduce what we call the co-op initiative. It was just birthed out of the demand from the questions that came out of the conference. So somewhere July, we launched the cohort initiative.
Okay.
Offered 50 young journalists an opportunity to understand newsroom, news production, AI, and more of ethical journalism, So we brought seasoned journalists who they've done it over the years. They work in a newsroom, to challenge and inspire these young people to take their profession to the next level. So, in terms of the impact, it's been amazing, and we hope to do more. We're looking forward to 2026. What are we going to do differently, and even widen the audience in terms of the audience engagement before and after? What must we do differently with the Newsroom Business Initiative? Yeah. Okay.
You have done media for over 2 decades.
Well, if you want to put all the places that we work with, yes.
Over 2 decades, if I'm right.
Yes.
Now, why didn't you stick with just the media, like newsroom, news presenting, reporting, and all that? Why didn't you just stick to it, but you decided to branch out of that territory and do something different?
A lot of people think that I'm a journalist. I'm not a trained journalist, but I'm a big media business person. There's an aspect of where we look at business. Media is also business. So over the years, I work within the commercial lines of media. So all my roles, sales, business development, account management, basically looking for money for media enterprises, so that's been my focus. And so Joy FM gave me the room, to start my sales career as a sales rookie. Basically I didn't know anything about, selling radio and all that, but Joy FM gave me the opportunity, and I look back and I'm so happy that I embraced that opportunity many years ago. It was really tough in the beginning, but it has really paid off, in terms of many things that I've initiated. It's just out of the experience that I got at, Joy 99.7 over the years. So worked in the commercial media, so your media, like what we are doing, is this media business. So the content that we are creating, we create compelling content, we attract audience, and we sell the audience to advertisers.
Okay.
So in the process, the selling, and serving clients to use or offer them our audience. It's where we provide the services, So became more like a liaison between our station and client, serving them with advertising solutions. So Joy FM gave me that room, and over the years served, from rookie, I became a sales manager before I moved on to work with Live 91.9 FM, and then Vibe FM, as a sales manager. From there, I moved on to join Star FM. Yeah. When Star FM came into the market, I joined as a deputy sales manager with Chibolare and the team. We started Star FM as well. And then EIB acquired Live FM. Yeah. So I also moved, transitioned to
EIB Network.
And Live FM again as a sales manager. And then moved on to tonaton.com, also. So then I moved into from selling traditional platforms like radio or TV to digital. So I work with tonaton.com as head of digital sales, and basically engaging our market on digital solution from from tonaton.com. And fast forward, I also joined Class Media Group.
Okay.
All these places, my role was not being a presenter or being a host or a producer or that. I was working as a commercial person, looking for money for these businesses. A few people understand such career, just a few, but there's a huge opportunity. If you understand, sometimes people think, how do I get access to such career path? If you've read marketing, if you've done anything, business administration, any subject, and if you understand the need to serve clients, there's a role for you to, play within the commercial space in media. So over the years, that's been my, roadmap and career path. And that also birthed many initiatives that we are running as a company, And so a lot of people think that I'm a trained journalist and all that, but I just love media. And over the years, the opportunity I had with Joy FM, it just positioned my mind to know that media is run on two things: create content and monetize. We have a lot of people creating the content. Yeah. Who are the ones monetizing? So we are the people helping all these stations monetize, by selling the advertising solutions to, clients.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So let's take you back a bit.
Yes.
Let's take you back. Now, while I was growing up, I've always knew I wanted to become like a broadcast journalist.
Okay.
So I was looking up to Anderson Cooper.
Wow. Interesting.
Then I also loved Roland.
Okay.
Roland Walker. He was then at TV3 with Nanaba, top on the news.
Yeah.
So I always knew that was what I wanted to do. Now with you, what sparked your interest in media and business leadership?
Very interesting question. I think everything started with Joy FM. Everything, and then BBC, if we're looking at our local stations, and when we're growing up, my dad used to listen to BBC and Joy FM. Okay. Before Joy FM, it was BBC or maybe GBC, But when Joy came, our family were all hooked on to Joy FM. And we could listen to Joy FM 24/7. It's like our dial is locked there.
Yeah.
We wake up, we sleep with it, and all that. Listening to the morning show, and the Joy experience is quite interesting for me, because even my friends, my childhood friends that I grew up with, knew how I was always excited about telling them what is happening on Joy FM, because they didn't have the time to listen. Like our dad would tune in, and at home, if there's a tuning to Joy FM, you dare not to change it to.
There's no turning back.
Yes. So that actually gave me the interest, and it's funny. My secondary, what I studied in a secondary school is not even related to.
Let's throw lights on your school.
No. I mean, there's no way that I could find myself in media.
No, actually, but your school, let's just.
So this is St. Thomas Senior Technical School.
Okay.
This is the sister school of Quenans.
Okay.
But it's based in Asamankase.
Okay.
And what I study has no clue to do with media.
Technical school.
Yes. So I did woodwork. Your typical carpenter. So sometimes it becomes a joke, when I tell people that you don't know my background. I'm a typical carpenter. But fast forward, the days of computer, somebody gave me an opportunity to work with him as a learner, at a graphic designing shop, and I was just visiting them as and when, and the person showed interest in me. And then he said, listen, any day, anytime you have, just come around and support us, help us, and all that. So I was just always going there just to assist. Then the person who was managing the place, the person needed to move on to school. So I was asked in to come and assist again. And I was actually put behind the computer now to service client of that, graphic designing shop. And that was the beginning of my interest in, computer and all that.
And selling.
And selling also started, when I came to Accra, but I actually even started with when I used to fellowship with Central Gospel Church.
Okay.
So from Asamankese, I'll come to the headquarters at Abosiokai, come and fellowship. And then one day a thought came to mind that, we've been listening to Dr. Wayne Wotabel on Radio Gold, many years. But a lot of people don't have access to his messages. Maybe I should speak to the guys who produce it. So I asked, and then they said, Alta Media, produces that. So I managed to meet somebody, and then we started a relationship. So I met Mr. Bralajepo. Now, he's one of our thought leaders in our media space. And he gave me the opportunity. So I started selling Dr. Mensa Wotabel's CDs and cassettes.
Wow.
Yes. And that was the beginning of my selling, or the learnings from selling. So I'll pick the CDs from Accra to Asamankese and sell to our church members and people within the community who, one way or the other, beyond the radio, they want to have their personal copies to listen to. So that was a journey for me. Then I came to Accra. I started also selling to businesses. So I'll go to offices with a CD, the cassette, to people who may have a need for it. And then sometimes I'll come on the street and celebrate and all that. Then there was a program on Sunny FM. I've forgotten the doctor's name. But it was this Success Center program. That program, got me hooked about success. And they talk about everything, how to succeed. So one of the episodes, they advertised there's a company looking for salespeople to work with. And because I was an ardent listener, I took an advantage. Usually they'll meet once a week somewhere in Laboni. So in the section, about 20 people, they told us that there's a new company, they are looking for salespeople. So we applied. And some of my friends who were applying, some are still in the media space. But I took an advantage of that. It was a Nigerian company. It's called, what's it called? Strategic Communication. But went to magazines, events, we're selling. So I was selling magazines.
Okay.
So back on the street of Accra and looking for advertisers who want to place ad in the magazine. That was our simple rule: sell the magazine and then get advertisers. So what we're doing. So I did it for like almost 6 months. Then fast forward, I had a call from one of our pastors at Central Gospel Church. Reverend George Eduba, he called and said, well, young man, I have a friend in one of my sons is at Joy FM. I want you to go and see him and tell him that you're looking for a job. That was the beginning of me getting to Joy FM. So I went in there and I met, Mr. Kodwenchi.
Okay.
And he was the contact person. And I remember that day when they asked me to drop my CV. This is where I find my inspiration. And I tell a lot of young people that, in your journey in life, there were experiences. It could be bitter, it could be sweet. There's an inspiration to everything that we go through in life. And there's something that you will learn. So because I've been listening to Joy FM many years, as if I knew everything about Joy FM. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could close my eye and tell you what is happening on Joy FM. Because it's a station I listen to every day. So when I was asked to bring my CV, it was basically praying to God that, God, let your will be done. Let me have the opportunity to work at Joy FM. It was the moment for me. I kid you not. It was like, wow, this is something I've admired so much. And here I am walking into the studios of Joy FM. And the first day I saw the late Komna Dumo, I saw Gabi Ajeti, I saw Dorinando, and I was sitting at the front desk just admiring them from afar. That was the inspiration for me. So when I went back home, I'm like, this must happen. I kept on following up, kept on following one, and then eventually we're called for an interview. Listen, the interview room, as if I've worked with Joy FM many years. Mm-hmm. They asked me questions about the station, and I could say A to the Z. So they asked us to bring a proposal. If we have to go out there and sell Joy FM, how are we going to sell it?
Yeah.
Then the commercial manager, now the general manager, Mr. Masfuga, said we should bring a proposal. So I'm like, how am I going to develop a proposal? And I had a friend, he's a journalist. I told him that, guy, you know what? There's this job that I need to go, for a second interview. But he asked us to bring some document to prove that, yes, we can do the job. So I want you to assist me, help me draft a very compelling proposal. So listen, in life, you can't do it all.
Yeah.
You have to call for partners, call for support. If there's a need arises and you need anything, don't hesitate. Don't lay back, because we don't know it all. This guy helped me, use his journalism background, drafted a nice proposal for me. And that proposal became my proposal. That was studying and reading to know how to sell to people at Joy FM. Yes, when I came through, yes, the job was given to us. We were offered the role, we started. But it was really tough. It was really tough. It was something that a day I could say, like, no, I'm not going to do this again, but something will inspire me. And I'll say to myself that, you remember the day that you yearned to work with this company, and I keep this phrase in my mind that always remember the day one,
okay,
because this was a day one, like what we're having right now. It's an experience.
Yeah,
there's a day one to it, so that experience should stick with you, even when you are going through challenges. You remember that experience, that you didn't even have it, and then that opportunity was offered to you. So that was the inspiration for me. Even in the moment that was difficult at Joy FM, I always remember the day that I was asked to come and work. See, there was a certain joy in my heart. I didn't know how to explain it, but that opportunity to say, Charlie, now you are working at Joy FM. Listen.
Just the title.
I'm telling you, and I was a sales rookie. Yeah. I mean, entry level, came to meet senior guys, Charlie, who have done it over the years. And their mentorship actually helped me, stayed on course. And here we are. Mm-hmm. Over the years, I spent almost about 11 years at Multimedia Group, and I look back and it's worth the time, I spent with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you have a trained background or a professional, should I say a school background as a trained carpenter.
Yeah,
should I put it that way?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You have a background as a trained carpenter.
Yeah.
Now, there are lots more people like you who have certain backgrounds.
Yeah.
But they also have a different level of interest. They are like journalists, or they are like marketers. They are sales personnel. They are into communication, carpentry, masonry, anything. But they have a different level of interest for another thing.
Yeah.
What is that advice you give to that person?
I think you know what, interest is everything. And in my quest and in my learning, I've come to appreciate these two things: interest and appreciation. You see, I was using that interest and appreciation. You know, interest is everything. If we both don't have interest in this conversation, we won't be sitting here.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, we won't be sitting here.
Okay.
So you may have interest in something, but that's not what you study at school. You know, I didn't study media communication, but it's the interest. The interest I have, you know, propel. Like, it just gave me an idea that, yes, it's possible to do this. You know, let me even use the example I gave you at Joy. You know, when I was offered the job as a salesperson, the interest was to read about sales because I didn't know about it. So I started investing into books. That's how you develop your interest. The area that you have interest is a subject, it's a knowledge. You can acquire the knowledge. You know, now that we have access to internet and data and knowledge all over the place, your interest is somebody's interest. Do a search about it. You know, so you have an interest to become a great communicator, a journalist, a broadcaster. You admire, you see people and it's like, hey, you want to be in their shoes and all that. If that interest is there, nurture it. Nurture it by studying. Nurture it by observing. And I like what you said. You said when you're growing up, you wanted to become a broadcaster.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just you becoming. You were even admiring people.
Exactly. And
not just admiring, you were studying, you were reading around, and eventually if an opportunity comes for you to school yourself, why not you go to school?
I actually read journalism.
You see? So here we are. So you're an example of the interest. You know, so whatever interest you have, you can always nurture it. You can nurture it by reading, you know, be more curiosity about what you have interest in. Like, you know, an adventure, you know, explore, just explore based on the interest you have. You can't have an interest and it's like nothing is at stake. No. I mean, when I was given the job, I realized, hey, there's something at stake in this. So as much as internally we're giving trainings and all that, I had a great mentorship at Joy FM. I mean, my seniors gave me a lot of opportunity to learn under them. And so when that opportunity was offered, I'm like, no, on my own, what must I do differently? So I developed that interest by reading, by attending seminars. You know, there was this magazines that our bosses usually will receive from the US. It was called Radio Inc. Hey, I mean, I could sleep with that magazine. Because, Charlie, I saw myself in that magazine. Like people, and I saw backgrounds of people who had literally no idea of radio, no idea of commercial roles. And I was reading about them. I got a lot of inspiration from that magazine, you know, Radio Inc. Anytime my bosses offer me that magazine, listen, I can keep that magazine forever. Because it was so interesting to read about them. So you may have nothing, but you have an interest.
Okay.
Please don't hold back. Explore. The advantage we have with our smartphone gives us an opportunity to explore. Now with AI, everywhere there's AI to give you information. You know, even before AI, we had Google, we had YouTube. Now we have Facebook, we have Instagram.
We used to have a search engine. I've forgotten the name.
So many.
Yeah.
Even now, we've really advanced. So everything that you are looking for is available. I had an opportunity to listen to somebody, and he said, they asked him a simple question. They said, have you been through university before? And the guy said, no. I've been through YouTube University. They said, how did you do it? He says, my subject of interest, I decided to pay attention to people who have already learned that subject, and they were ready to share with me. So I spend most of my time on learning from these people. And I was really amazed. He was so honest about his background. And from day one, I just gave him that respect. You could see that this guy know his stuff.
Yeah.
So if you have an interest, please explore. There's so much available. Even in this time, to succeed in life, it takes, so let me just put it this way. It takes your God, your faith, and you. The rest is you. The rest is you taking time off to say that, listen, this is where I find my interest. How do I acquire knowledge? You want to be a journalist. You want to be a broadcast journalist, whatever means, media, whatever. You want to be influencer. I mean, now the wedding, the guitar influencers. Come on, you can learn and become one. Mm-hmm. And if you want to give yourself a target that you want to be number one, it's possible.
Okay.
Yes.
So there are gaps in the media and in the marketing space. Yeah. Which of these gaps have you identified personally?
I think for me, it's about sales.
Okay.
It's about sales. And that's my background. And there's so much gap. And there's so much opportunity in that area. I mean, here you are, you're creating content. You know, I mean, you can't be the same person to engage clients when it comes to selling this content. I call it serving this content to clients. So sales is about serving.
Okay.
You know, and that's the literal meaning of sales. If you know how to serve people, you'll get their money. You know, a lot of people, a lot of young people are not embracing service. They're not embracing serving one another. So they virtually run away from sales roles and business development roles. There's so much opportunity right here. If anybody has, anybody is looking for a job and they walk in here and they say, listen, I have a sales background, I have a marketing background, I want to work with you. I think you won't hesitate at all. Right that you are employ the person. The gap we have within our ecosystem, it's about the commercial rules. You know, I mean, from digital to traditional platform, we're looking for this young people or this talent to come in and serve, you know, and in service, you'll get your rewards.
You mentioned digital and traditional media.
Yes.
Now, over the past years, there's been conversations that the traditional media is losing its relevance to the digital media. What do you think is that cause?
Well, I mean, I mean, from what we do, I hear a lot of people say that the traditional platforms are...
But before you answer,
yes.
Do you believe traditional media is losing its relevance to the digital media?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
You know, I mean, from where I sit, and where we are, the context, if you put it into context, we still have infrastructure challenges when it comes to, you know, digital. You know, a lot of people still don't have access to internet. You know, so they will have access to radio. The first call is that they will have access to radio. With their small radio phone or radio system, they will listen to a radio news, you know, in a very remote area that they don't have access to. So technology is here to advance the course of media. You know, I think it's a complement for me. I don't see one losing out. And if you have a big budget, you look at your 360 approach in serving your clients or serving your customers. So traditional platforms are still relevant within our market. You know, if you drive in town, you still see billboards.
Yeah.
You know, the billboards are not empty. If the billboards are empty, then you say that they are not relevant. You know, I mean, if you put on your TV screens, there's still content that there are still people engaging. If you tune into radio, there are people still listening to radio. You know, I went to an office, I saw Daily Graphic, I saw a newspaper, you know, I saw a magazine. It's still relevant within our space. Digital is here to complement, to advance the course of traditional platforms. And so your typical TV station has a Facebook Live, you know, so producing content and channeling it through, streaming it through, you know, a Facebook Live or Instagram or TikTok. So it's complement, you know,
okay.
that complement is here to advance both platforms, you know. Somebody said, well, I don't remember the last time I tuned in, you know, to a TV station and all that. But you're watching the TV content online. Cool. I mean, we've seen some platforms that they have both their traditional platform and streaming platform equally working for them. So it's here to stay. I see digital platform as complement. There's no way I will rule out radio or television. No, it will be with us. But as years go by, and with advancement of digital platform, we have more people, on digital platforms, because you can actually, measure the engagement on digital platform. Yes, that's the advantage of digital platform. Traditional platforms are trying to also use the advancement of technology to aid in measurement. Yeah. So that at least when you know that you want any data on TV or radio, you can have a real data. We are getting there. So traditional and digital platform are here to complement each other. You can't take one out, and you have a lot of, I agree on budget, I agree on audience demographics, it's all that. And so if you don't have enough budget and you want to stick with your digital platforms, it's great. I mean, no worries at all. But if you also have money, your radio brings you that credibility.
Okay.
And in our market, we've seen a lot of brands, and you consider, but this brand should be on digital platform.
Yeah.
But they still use traditional platform to engage because they see the relevance of it.
Exactly. So while I was growing up, my mom used to emphasize on the way I think. Junior, think about this thing this way, and it will work out for you. Junior, invest into this book. In fact, sometimes I was beaten to buy books just to read. My mom will beat me to buy books just to read.
That's very good. And here you are.
I'm like, this woman is just on my neck. Sometimes I just read the summary of the book and then I explain to her. But you have 2 to 3 decades experience in the space. What mindsets would you advise a young entrepreneur to invest in?
Interesting. Mindset is everything. Mindset. Yeah. Whether it's set for positive, whether it's set for negative. I think, you see, entrepreneur journey, it's like the carrying the weight of others. That's entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to carry the weight of others, entrepreneurship is not for you. Whatever we are doing, we are carrying the weight of others to make our industry better. So with our conferences, with our initiatives, with our thought leadership, everything that we're embarking on, it's just thinking about the next person. That, you see, they won't have it so difficult the way we have been through it, but it will be better for them.
Okay.
So entrepreneur journey is tough when you want to carry the weight of others.
Yeah.
And so on this journey, I'll recommend quite a number of books on entrepreneurship.
We'll get to the books.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, the mindset is that have the mindset to succeed at all costs. It's difficult, but have the mindset to succeed. How do you succeed? You can't succeed alone. So I have this thing, I call it the CAP strategy.
CAP strategy.
Yeah. So it's CAP. So C is collaboration. The A is association. The P is partnership. The CAP strategy works for every entrepreneur who want to grow with others.
Okay.
We cannot grow it alone. You cannot do it alone. You have to collaborate with others who have the same equal mindset, so you share your weight together. Associate with people who have the same mindset, so you carry the weight together. Partner with the same people who have the same mindset to carry the weight, because we are all carrying the weight, but we're carrying the weight in different ways. Someone is carrying the weight of ensuring that we have an amazing customer service. That's somebody's weight.
Yeah.
Somebody is also looking at how do we empower content creators. So he will create a platform to educate people about creating the right content. Somebody will also set up education, just to train people, give them knowledge. It's a weight. This weight cannot be carried alone. This is my energy. This is my inspiration. that the mindset to win in entrepreneurship is not to do it alone. Find people who have advanced and see how you can work together with them. I believe in that. And most of our initiatives that we've embarked on at Afrima's Network has always been using the CAP strategy: collaborate, associate, partner. So we both carry the weight together. Then let's all have that shared responsibility together so we can grow. And I think that's the mindset that, we must have together. You can't, isolate yourself. They said isolation will lead to elimination. So
isolation
by the time will lead, isolation will lead you to elimination. Because the more you isolate yourself, you feel like you're alone. And if you're alone, there's nobody, surrounding you. There's nobody, worrying around you. There's nobody backing you. There's no hedge around you because you're alone. So even that mindset will kill you.
Okay.
And with time, we'll not find you in entrepreneurship role. Because it's not easy. It's tough. So have the mindset of collaborating with people. Together, we can stand. Together, we can win. Together, we can foster. Together, we can network. Together, we can make profit. Together, we can, create something that will be more challenging, will be more rewarding, and it will build our faith to move together. So for me, that's the mindset that our AJNA young entrepreneur who is actually watching this moment, that listen, don't do it alone. That's why we have ecosystem. So you may be new, you've just registered your business, you're thinking on a particular idea. Listen, there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new. So the inspiration here is that somebody has created it already. In my days of training people in media sales, and I was trying to find inspiration, find ideas around it. Then in my search, I found an institution in the US that they've been training media sales professionals over 20 years. When I saw that website and that information, it gave me a lot of hope. To date, I still follow them. I learned so much from them. I'm like, no, somebody is doing this. That's the inspiration for me. So if I want to do it,
you just tap into.
I just tap into whatever that exists. So I always say to myself, there's nothing new under the sun. We are not the first to be here.
Yeah.
People have been here already. They've created. So we can learn from them. So as an entrepreneur, learn from people. Your idea may be different. It's different from what you want to do, you want to offer and all that. But hey, there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah. Since we are here to help the youth, what is that institution you found out?
Which one is that?
The
so,
one that trained.
So there's the RAB, is Radio Advertising Bureau.
Okay.
It's in the US. Everything that you want to learn about media commercial, they train you in radio, digital, just to have a proper mindset of how you can generate revenue for media platforms. Okay. So for me, that's the opportunity that
RAB.
Yeah, so, RAB, yes, yeah.
Since you've taken us out of Ghana and we are in the US now, let's talk about the diaspora. I hope I am getting this right.
Yes.
You are the only person licensed to sell the Forbes magazine in Ghana or Africa?
No, let's put it in the context. It's actually Ghana.
Ghana.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So Forbes Africa, that's why I was talking about partnership, collaboration, and then association. It's always good to find opportunity, explore. And so over the years, as entrepreneurs, we've been reading about Forbes magazine. I've had many issues read and got a lot of inspiration from Forbes, Africa magazine over the years. And so fast forward, I got introduced by a friend, and he mentioned that, there's an opportunity. If I want to take it up, it'll be good. So I said, why not? You always have to find your inspiration. Life can be tough, but the moment that something must inspire you to say, hey, listen, I'm not going to give back on this. I'm not backing down. This thing must work.
Yeah.
And that comes through inspiration. I find inspiration by observing what others are doing. When I walked in here, I was really inspired by the setup.
Thank you.
Because last time I came in here, this place wasn't like that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You see, it brings possibility. It brings possibility. So, Charlie, you may be challenged as an entrepreneur. Go out there. There are people who are doing amazing. You can actually watch it on YouTube. You can actually read it in the newspapers. Find your inspiration. Something must inspire you to move on to the next stage of your life. So I was inspired by Forbes magazine. And then we had an invitation to speak at Trinity Broadcast Network, the Africa office in South Africa. Conversation has been going on. So when I went to SA, I paid a courtesy call to have a meeting with them about Afrima's network, representing them in Ghana and working with them as one distributor, and also engaging the business community of how they can access the Forbes Africa platform. And so this is the relationship that we have with them now. So we're not the entire Africa. The Forbes Africa is based in South Africa, but we are representing them in Ghana. Yes, yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about businesses leveraging the impact of brands like Forbes to gain visibility. How do you think businesses in Ghana especially can leverage on brands like Forbes?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, Forbes Africa magazine is huge. The inspiration about Forbes is about honoring people. People are one step ahead. I mean, like what you are doing, Made by Youth. You are honoring people who are one step ahead. One step with innovation, one step with leadership, one step with entrepreneurship, one step in breaking through with an idea, one step of creating something that is out of the ordinary, one step of looking beyond the challenges and says, listen, despite what I'm going through, I want to be the voice, and that's what our world needs, that one step. It is not what everybody is doing, but just to look into the entire ecosystem and says, listen, I want to offer something different. It may cost me, but I want to be the one to stand out. And so what Forbes offered to us, it's basically about, the huge platform that they have in honoring people, honoring businesses, and celebrating achievement. The 30 under 30, awards. Recently, the last edition, discovered two of our amazing Ghanaians, Jackie and Darlington. It's just an honor to see that, yes, young people are doing amazing stuff, and a global brand can put a spotlight on them and honor the achievement. And that's the essence of life. Somebody will be inspired by that and move on to do amazing stuff. So we're here in Ghana. I mean, anything that we can collaborate together, why not? It's welcome. And I believe that we know the brand already. So what the brand seeks to offer is that even as a business, they want to honor what you do, as a business. They want to celebrate your achievement. They want to celebrate your milestone. They want to be with you in the journey, whether it's profiling, whether it's about your business, entering into other African market, and you want to use the Forbes Africa magazine platform, it will be awesome.
Okay.
So we are here for that.
With the inception of AI and the rapid change in tech, if I can put it that way, you have been in the business space for quite a very long time. Where do you see African businesses in the next 5 years?
Very interesting question. So, I mean, it's something that I've been championing lately, the support for faith startups. We need to be deliberate. Listen, we have a lot of young people creating stuff, and I'm glad that the government is looking into young people's spaces to see what support that they can give them and all that. We need more of that. We need more of that. Our young people are creating stuff. They need that support. Listen, if we have support, we don't think of moving to stay in somebody's country. Our country is so beautiful. Ghana is a great place to be. All that we need is support. So I see that in the next 5 years, if we have the right policies, the right frame environment to work with, we'll see amazing businesses across the African continent. And I really mean it, because when I went to SA, I met amazing young people doing great stuff. We need that support. The support is mentorship, finances. We need that, funding to back some of these initiatives that we've started. So I'm really hooting and championing, startups that, listen, I mean, it may be small. It's just one person, starting the journey. Wow, the support, for such people. There was something that happened a year ago. We had a lot of people traveling out of our country, and I had a call from a friend. And then he says, Charlie, everybody they go. If I go somewhere. I'm like, where am I going? He says, Charlie, for travel. I said, travel to where? See, Charlie, some opportunity be day Canada. I'm like, gay, listen. I kept on thinking about traveling. I'm like, no. So I asked a question. I asked a very simple question. So how much am I, what will be involved for me to travel? Then he quoted an amount, like almost about 150,000 cedis. I mean,
old
to get
currency 1.5 billion.
Yes, to get me all my stuff and all that. I'm like, gay, Charlie, no. Listen, if I had 150,000 Ghana cedi, I will invest it into my business and stay here because I believe in the possibility in this country and Africa. If I have that's so much money, I will invest because I'm working. I'm doing something. Maybe I haven't broken through, but all that I need is the support. So if I have that money sitting somewhere, so when I said that, that conversation ceased. There are a lot of people that have been enticed to travel. What is out there? What is here? I mean, the opportunities are there for us to explore. All that we are looking for is the support. So for me, in the next 5 years, with a couple of AI, a lot of things are ready. Like we are ready for great opportunity. Listen, AI is here to enhance our businesses. We are in a better time.
Okay.
So if we have resources, there are a lot of things that we will create. I was on AI course for the past 5 days. I mean, an amazing training section of what we can use AI for. For me as a media person, it's going to just enhance my work and help me create more content. So when I saw your studio, I'm like, I'm ready because I'm about to create more content. So, I mean, with AI, all that we need is that the right frame for the businesses to thrive and then the support. Young people just need the support. And I happened to meet a business person and was like, I'm coming up with some initiative. And he said something. He said a young man reached out to him and he says he's going to go into clothing and he needs about 20,000 cedis. And the guy did all the analysis. And then he realized that no, if he's able to raise that money for that young person, that guy will do well. Yeah. So when we had a conversation, it was like, I'm going to look for that money for this guy. That's all we are looking for. Just give us that try. Just give that support. And I'm telling you, a lot of young people are so daring to create stuff. Sometimes it's not that much. They need 5K, they need 10K, they need 20K. Just to water whatever they've started so that it will germinate and all of us will harvest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, talking about giving young people support, I'm a 20-year-old. Yeah. I'm growing up. I'm trying to do business. What is that advice? We are weighing down on the conversation. What is that advice you will give to a 20-year-old?
20-year-old. I think I would tell the 20-year-old is to find a mentor. Yeah. Get mentorship. To succeed in life, you need mentorship.
Okay.
And mentorship sometimes is not up close. There are books, there are materials. I listened to someone on YouTube and I just asked myself, wow, where this guy been? I mean, his first presentation blew me away. And every day I go online to listen to him. He has become my mentor. So mentorship is key to succeed in business. as I said, you can't do it alone. So find a mentor. In your field of practice, in your career as a young entrepreneur, what are you creating? Somebody has already created it. Find that person that can mentor you, that can hold your hands and work with you, and so you can succeed at what you do. And as I said, it's not only up close, but you can learn from books, you can learn from all the platforms that are made available. You can actually learn from Made by Youth. I mean, when you connect to this platform, every day you learn from people who are daring, who are making all the bold steps, to get things done. So you're not alone. I mean, I also met a young person, as I say this as we wrap up, and she said that we are not giving a lot of recognition to young people under 20. And, and she was having a conversation with me like, listen, they are doing so much and they are doing so well, and we're always celebrating 30, 40, 50, we should also look at the young people. And like what I was just saying here, and I said that, listen, keep on working, And so I asked a question, do you have a mentor? He said, no. I said, listen, find a mentor. The mentor will speak into your life, give you a direction, help you to know what to do next. And definitely will come back to reward whatever you are doing, So if you're a young person, hey, you're not alone. I mean, this is even the time to be young and create, So be bold in your thoughts, be bold in your actions, take up responsibility. That's the thing. A lot of young people are not holding up, they are not meeting up responsibility. They always want to run away from responsibility. It's not the right thing to do.
Okay.
If really you want to grow and be successful, even if you've been hired, Charlie, give your best. You hire people and they come in and they lazy around and they expect you to pay them. No. And one day you hope to run your own business, have the right attitude of being responsible, and find a mentor.
All right. So just rapid questions for you. One business book every youth should read.
I think I will encourage a lot of young people to read about sales books. Yeah. Because sales books will open your mind to possibility.
Okay.
If you're able to master the art of selling, it's written by Tom Hobson.
Master the art of selling.
Yeah, master the art of selling. Yes, yeah. Master the art of selling. Yeah, it's a powerful book. I mean, it taught me a lot of things. If I knew, I could have brought you one to show it to you. It was one of my first books I bought as a salesperson. Everything you need to know about sales, even how to build your confidence, how to communicate and all that. So I will entreat, if you're a young person, find a sales book. If you can't find a sales book, go online, go on YouTube. Brian Tracy and co are there. Zig Ziglar. Look out for his books online. The masterpiece of every business starts with sales.
Okay.
Sales is everything. If you know how to sell, because you need to sell yourself and sell your vision. So master the art of selling is the game changer for every young entrepreneur. Don't wait to hire salespeople to come and sell your vision. No. You are the vision seller.
Okay.
So be ready to sell the vision yourself by studying, reading about books. It is the game changer for your business. You can enter into every room when you understand how to sell. So I will recommend sales books. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So to my second question, yes, yeah. What is that one myth about entrepreneurship you would like to debunk?
Well, I mean, it's a lot. I mean, entrepreneurship is tough. I mean, let me put it that way. It's a serious game, man, Charlie. As I said, you can't do it alone. You can't be jack of all trades. Yeah. Some people think that they can do it alone, and many years ago, I mean, this whole entrepreneurship started maybe in the 2000s, but many years ago, we're calling our people businessmen and businesswomen and all that. That's the title that they were using, and the genesis of entrepreneurship is here. So it's really not different from what our mothers and fathers have achieved. I mean, if you have anybody running a successful business, just look at the person and get some traits from them. Yeah, everybody want to be an entrepreneur because that's what we are preaching, that, hey, They said, is an entrepreneur born or made? It's an act. You can learn. You can learn to succeed about something. Yeah. I believe so, that there's always an opportunity to learn and succeed at something. The thing is that learn. So his entrepreneurship is also a journey to learn. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Ray Smith, if you are supposed to start today all over with no contacts, what is the first thing you would do?
Start business with no contact. I mean, yeah, we come from families, so I resort to my family. I think that everything starts with relationships, and never underestimate relationships, nurture relationships. I think for me, what has really helped me is the relationship. It's people, and people make people. Don't bend the bridges because you need to walk back again. Relationships are key. Don't fight people. You can't win it all the time as an entrepreneur, as a business person. Whatever you are doing in life, try and build relationships. I'm here because I have a relationship. I'm there because there's a relationship. Whatever we are doing in life, it's all about relationship. And one of the things that I would say is that relationships are critical in our journey. So even if I don't have a contact, there's a family I come from. So my business, I'll sell to family first. And if I'm able to sell to family first, I'll be able to sell to outsiders. So sometimes we create businesses and we think so much outside the box without thinking our immediate environment. The people close to us, they are our first point of contact. They are our first point of client. They are our first point of buyers. These people, if you know how to treat them well, you're in good business. Relationships are key. And you see, relationships are built over time. You have to nurture your relationship. Don't wait when you need something from someone before you call them. Nurture the relationship. If you meet somebody the first day, take their contact, take their name, know where they work. Right after, drop them a text message. It was great meeting you. When can we catch up to have further discussion on whatever project you are planning, whatever you are thinking of? Nurture your relationship with people. I don't take my friends and their birthdays for granted. Especially now Facebook gives us reminders. So if I have a reminder on Facebook, I'll reach out to you either on your timeline, either on a phone call or a text message. It's just nurturing people's relationship. It's not only when you need things from people that you can call them. So for me, relationships are key. For us to be successful entrepreneurs, we cannot take relationship for granted because your next buyer is just sitting close to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Ray Smith, if I had the name right. Thank you so very much.
It's Raymond Smith.
Mr. Raymond Smith.
My peers call me Sir Ray.
Sir Ray.
So before we wrap up, I just want to say a big thank you to MadeByYouth. And for me, on this journey, I know that I cannot do it alone.
Okay.
So the God factor is key for me. When you say a prayer for your business. Because there's always divinity. That meets the humanity. So we cannot do it alone. God is the source of everything that we do. The true prosperity is in God. So as a business owner, your faith should be in God. God will then prosper you. Because that's what his word says. He says that he gives us the ability to create wealth. It's not you.
Yeah.
You can be as great creator, but it's your God. That gives you the power to create wealth.